I guess you could argue they're digging their own grave a little bit there, because you're right. You've got the one side of it. You're saying, they know having a Charizard in it will make it amazing, but it could get to the point where they're afraid to not put a Charizard in because they think no one's now going to buy this because we've had so many Charizards in. Hello and welcome back to the PokeBros podcast. My name's Tim.
And my name's John.
And together we are the PokeBros. And we are super excited because today is our first ever, other than our giveaway, which in fact, before we go any further, if you haven't already entered our giveaway, this is your 1 day left warning. Lines close as if we're taking phone calls. The competition closes tomorrow and it's your last chance to enter that giveaway, so head over to that video, that'll be in the eye here, and follow all of the relevant instructions in order to win that Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer Box. But this is a special episode. Also click subscribe and smash that like button if you haven't done so already. But this is a special episode, John. That's because it's our first ever proper episode on a Sunday. And are we carrying on with Sunday episodes? What's happening?
So what we're going to try and do from this week is every single Sunday we're going to do sort of a different episode, different video what we normally do on the channel. So quite often we'll do pack battles, and they come out every Tuesday and Friday. But we felt like Sundays it would be a nice time to just sit down, record this podcast sort of style video, discuss big relevant topics in the Pokemon world at the moment, especially the Pokemon TCG world more specifically, and just spend Sunday as a bit of a chill time. Chat through these things and really share our opinions, but then hear your opinions as well, so you can comment down below what you think of the topics we're talking about, and so we can just develop, I suppose, a better understanding of where people are at with this this hobby, this amazing Pokemon TCG hobby that we do, and also just have a chance to just chat through Pokemon. We all love talking Pokemon, and this just gives us that opportunity.
Yeah, and I think, it's been so amazing doing all these pack openings and we've loved it. But we also just want to have that chance to chat through what's happening as well and just, talk through some different topics. And like John said, we'll be throwing out some questions to you guys as well. So actually, before we even get into the topic, and this might give you a little clue as to what we're going to talk about today, why don't we start with the first big question of the video, which hopefully should appear here. I've just done that hand movement now, so if that effect doesn't work, I'm just going to look like a lemon. But hopefully it should appear here. And that question is, what is your favourite Charizard and from which set is it from? There's been so many Charizards over the years, but what is your favourite Charizard and from what set? So John, what about for you? What's your favourite Charizard and what set does it come from?
My favourite Charizard, that's a hard question. I think my best memory, I suppose, of packing a Charizard, and for that reason, probably my best Charizard, is the one from Hidden Fate set, the Shiny Charizard. Just because that's when I first got back into Pokemon games, that was one of the first packs I opened, and I got that Charizard. And since then, it's been my favourite Charizard. There's loads of other great ones. I like the tag team Charizards. I especially like the Charizard and Braxton. I really want to pack that one day. I like the Rainbow Rare Charizard from Burning Shadow set as well. I like the base set Charizard, whether it is actually base set or if it's from the Evolutions reprint or base set 2. Actually, I'm going to change my answer. My favourite one is the one from the reverse Charizard from Legendary Collection.
I was going to say that one.
Just changed my answer halfway through. That
my favourite
one
as well. Yeah, that is just a fire Charizard. That is incredible. I'll put that picture up here. That is an awesome Charizard. So fair play. I can get on board with that. So why don't you let us know? That's our first big question of the video. We'll be having another big question later on in the video. But what is your favourite Charizard and from what set is it from? But John, what are we talking about in today's video?
So on the theme of Charizard, what we want to talk about is basically Charizard is the most popular card in Pokemon. If there's a set with Charizard in, it will be a popular set. But I've just really want to chat about, do we ever think that Charizard will lose its value because Pokemon seem to keep printing them as the chase card? Will people get bored of it? Will that make it the value drop and then it not become the main chase card for Pokemon? We've got a few discussion points on this, and I think my instincts first off before we get into this discussion is I don't know in the near future it ever will, because there's so many Charizard collectors, and just having a Charizard in there and I suppose the investment side of Pokemon, people know if you get a Charizard, that'll just go up in price, which causes a big supply and demand issue with the fact that Pokemon won't print too many of them in certain sets. So, like, you know how hard it is to get a Charizard in any set, whether it's Hidden Fates, whether it's Cosmic Eclipse, whether it's Burning Shadows, whether it's Unbroken Bonds. They're so hard to pull. So the supply is very low. And then because of that, the demand, it brings up the price of the Charizard just because it's a Charizard. Doesn't matter if the artwork's good. Doesn't matter if it's a particularly strong card in the TCG game. Just because it's a Charizard and just because investors know the money is in there, it's going to go up. Yeah. So that's sort of like off the cuff. That's the big argument why it will never lose value. But I suppose the first real point we need to go into in this is, will Charizard ever lose its popularity? It's been there since day one as the chase card. And 20 years later, 21 years later, it is still the main chase card that Pokemon use if they really want to sell sets. And we've done a video before where we talked about the popularity of Charizard, if there's any Pokemon close. But I suppose the question I'm putting out there, Tim, maybe you want to give an answer to this, is would the over printing of Charizards in sets cause a bit of boredom and a bit for people to sort of lose interest in this Charizard?
Yeah, I think it's really tricky because I think, like you said, I think we're going to come on to talk about this a bit more later. But they are printing so many Charizards in so many different sets. And when I say so many Charizards, I don't necessarily mean they're printing thousands of Charizards, because they're not. They're still very hard to get. But every set at the moment seems to have a Charizard in. We've just heard about these next two sets that are coming out, Champion's Path and Vivid Voltage. And again, both of those with a Chase Charizard. There seems to just be a lot of that. And I can kind of get the frustration, but the problem is it doesn't make me love Charizards or Pokemon any less when I hear about that. But I saw we have a TikTok account as well. If you don't already follow it, head over to TikTok and follow us. And someone commented on one of our videos saying, you see, this is the reason why I jumped from Pokemon to Magic the Gathering, because every set has just got one, like Charizard is the one most valuable card and the one most desirable card, and there's not a lot of difference other than that Charizard. And I thought it was an interesting point, actually. That was someone obviously who used to collect Pokemon and used to be into Pokemon and thought, you know what, this Charizard thing, man, I'm swapping to a different TCG altogether, and went across to Magic the Gathering. So will it lose its popularity? It doesn't seem like it. I mean, you very rarely speak to a Pokemon collector who isn't chasing those Charizards and love those Charizards. So that'd be my opinion on that, really.
And I think non-Pokemon collectors as well. Whenever I talk to anybody who doesn't collect Pokemon cards, and I'm talking about Pokemon cards, they're always like, oh, I think I used to have a Charizard back in the day. Oh, is Charizard still good? And it's always a Charizard. It's a topic of conversation. And crossing over to another TCG now, you just talked about Magic as well, but I don't know if any of our listeners will be into Yu-Gi-Oh, but you sort of see Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment trying to copy the Pokemon angle of playing on people's nostalgia. And for many years, you've always had, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh, everyone will know these cards, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, as being the big cards. And they very quickly went out of the, I suppose, the meta game in the actual TCG Yu-Gi-Oh game. And you saw Yu-Gi-Oh sort of take a leaf out of, or a page, sorry, out of Pokemon's book of trying to make these cards relevant because they know these cards sell. And now you have decks which even 20 odd years later from the first ever print of Yu-Gi-Oh have Dark Magician decks and Blue Eyes White Dragon decks just because they're playing on that nostalgia. And I think that's one of the big reasons why Charizard may never lose popularity. It's because it's probably, maybe you could argue Pikachu, but it is the most nostalgic card, I believe, in Pokemon, or the most most nostalgic Pokemon. And obviously you see Yu-Gi-Oh seeing that and trying to play on. Even in the most recent Yu-Gi-Oh sets, they've just released a set called Dual Overload a few months back, and they were playing on the fact that Flame Swordsman used to be popular right at the beginning. I don't know if you remember him from when we used to play. And they've brought out the Ferocious Flame Swordsman. They've got different Dark Magician girls coming out now. They've got all different types of Karibos, another early Pokemon thing, playing on nostalgia. And I think that is so powerful in marketing, playing on things which you know people love just because it reminds them of when they were younger. And I think the reason Yu-Gi-Oh are playing on this now is because they've seen how well Pokemon do it. And like even all the promo cards you see, most of them, unless they're from that generation, like if we're on a Generation 7, there might be some Generation 7 promos. But I think the majority of them are Generation 1 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like loads of Eevees, like you got the Meowth, you've got the Pikachus. There's so many Pikachu promos, you've got all the evolutions. And I think because of the nostalgia side of it, you'll see. I don't know if Charizard will ever lose its value, and that's just me. That's just my opinion. You feel free to disagree in the comments, but
I don't know.
I can't personally see Charizard ever losing that popularity, especially not in the very near future, anyway.
Okay then. Well, let's just pause there and let's have our second big question of the video. So if you've made it this far, we'll be able to tell in the comments whether you answer this question or not. But why don't you tell us your best memory of pulling a Charizard? It can be any Charizard. It can be a really easy to pull Charizard all the way through to that Charizard from the Hidden Fate series that is just so hard to pull. You know, what's your favourite memory? If you've got a memory you can share with us in the comments, we'd love to hear it. John shared his memory earlier on of that, pulling that Hidden Fates Charizard and the amazing feeling of that. And for me, I have a great memory of pulling the Holo Charizard from the Evolutions set in a Pokeball that I bought in Tesco. You know, is that sort of incredible. It's just a great memory of pulling that Charizard, and that's with PSA at the moment, praying for that off-center grading. But yeah, let us know your memory of your favourite pull below. John, I suppose moving on now, we've mentioned it briefly. Are Pokemon releasing too many Charizards at the moment? Let's talk through the Charizards that are coming up. So we've just had Darkness Ablaze with the Charizard V and the Charizard V Max, and then we're on to Champion's Path. What have we got there?
So you got the promo Charizard, the rumoured, not sure if it's confirmed, it's a rumoured Rainbow Rare Charizard. And actually, Leonhardt, another PokeTuber, actually said that he thinks it would be cool if they bring out a gold Charizard in that set. So I think it's pretty widely thought that there will be a Charizard in that set. Of some point as the chase card, because it is like the big set of the summer, or end of summer now, it's September. But you get holiday set. Yeah, you get it in the Elite Trainer box, and probably at least one version of a Charizard in the main set as well. So that's already 2 sets in a row of it, and there's been 4 Charizards. And
then Vivid Voltage. And I don't know if this is confirmed, but it's definitely confirmed in the Japanese version of Vivid Voltage. We've got another Charizard, haven't we? And interestingly, this Charizard, it's not a full art, it's not a half art, it's just a normal holo card. But you know a bit more about this, don't you, John, this card, and the trainer in the background. I literally have no idea who the trainer in the background is. What did it tell us?
It looks beautiful. On top of my head, actually, I can't remember his name, but it's Hop from the Sword and Shields games, his brother, who was the big champion in... the Sword and Shields games. He's a good guy. He's always with you. I won't go too much into it in case you still want to play the Sword and Shield games. I recommend it. I really enjoyed it.
Spoiler alert.
But he's the champion's main Pokemon. It's so cool to have him in the artwork with this Charizard. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, that is amazing artwork. And it's an interesting one, because I don't remember the last time we had a non-half art, full art Charizard in a set. And
other than Evolutions, but I mean, it was interesting when I saw it. I thought, wow, it's definitely a different angle. We've had so many full art and half art Charizards, so it's quite nice to have just a normal holo card. And I'm hoping that'll be the same artwork and everything across to the Vivid Voltage set as well.
It'll be nice. It'll be very nice. And I think it's especially for the Pokemon game players, it'll be a nice little card for them, just because it is reminiscing. And it'll be interesting to see if it's as rare as a full art, that card, if it does come out in Vivid Voltage, or if it stays as common as most of the other holos would be.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting.
I do like those cards that have like the trainers in as well. I mean, just in Friday's episode, we were opening that Japanese mystery box and we saw that Weezing, and you could just see James in the background throwing the Pokeball. You know, I do like that when Pokemon are quite creative with the artwork. I love it when the artwork tells a story. And it's more than just a picture of the Pokemon. You know, you've got a bit of you can almost tell a whole story just from the picture. So I'm really looking forward to that. So for me, I guess my answer to that question, you know, are they releasing too many? At the moment, no. If we head into another 3 sets after Christmas and they all have a Charizard as the main chase card, maybe I might start to change my mind. What about for you, John?
I think I might disagree with you there, because if we look back, I mean, there was a nice break from Charizards. I mean, from what I just said there, you might think that I'm getting sick of Charizard. There's a nice break of him, but before Sword and Shield came out, you had Cosmic Eclipse, and then before that, Hidden Fates, which were 2 sets which both had Charizard as well. So we really only had a 2-set break without a Charizard. And let me just pull something up on my laptop here. I believe I can tell you which sets before Hidden Fates had Charizards as well. But so really, you've gone from Hidden Fates into Cosmic Eclipse, both with Charizards. Then you had a 2-set break, and now it looks like we're going 3 sets in a row with Charizards. And for me, I think they are printing maybe a few too many Charizards. And even before, I've got their list of sets up here. So you got Hidden Fates. Then before that, you had Unified Minds, which didn't have a Charizard, which is was another little break. But then you had before that Unbroken Bonds of a Charizard, Detective Pikachu of a Charizard, special set but still Charizard. Then Team Up with a Charizard as well. And
that's true. There's a lot of Charizards.
So that is, let's say, for the next 11 sets, only 2 of them, or 3 of them, sorry, didn't have Charizards. So 8 out of 11 of the last sets had Charizards in. And I mean, I think it's the person, each person will have a different opinion on this, but I think it is sort of taking advantage of the fact that Pokemon know if you got a Charizard in, it's gonna sell. And so for me, I think I think they should leave it for special occasions. I'm not saying like once a year, maybe 1 set a year, maybe the special set having a Charizard in each year. That would be quite nice. But I think it's my personal opinion is maybe they're printing too many Charizards, and soon it may lose that magic of packing that Charizard because it's just in every set.
Yeah, I guess you could argue they're digging their own grave a little bit there, because you're right. You've got the one side of it. You're saying, they know having a Charizard in it will make it amazing, but it could get to the point where they're afraid to not put a Charizard in because they think no one's now going to buy this because we've had so many Charizards, and really, what are the other cards that people are desperate to pull? So yeah, I think you're right there, John. Why don't you let us know in the comments? What do you think? Are Pokemon releasing too many Charizards at the moment? Are you excited for the upcoming Charizards? Do you wish that Vivid Voltage didn't have the Charizard? I mean, Vivid Voltage is obviously, just in the name, it's kind of a set built around electric type Pokemon, I guess. I think we've got that Pikachu Gigantamax, am I right?
It looks so weird. I think
it literally looks like a blow up blimp. But maybe it would have been nice to have a rest. What about having like an ultra rare Pikachu chase? That could have been interesting, right? And maybe there will be as well. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. But John, final verdict. This first setback after Christmas, Charizard or no Charizard?
No Charizard. I think it would have been 3 sets in a row. 4 would be too much. And I think if they carry on doing Charizards, I don't know if it will lose value. Well, I think it will lose value. I don't think it will be valueless, the Charizard, but I think it will definitely lose value. So yeah, definitely no set after Christmas with Charizard in for me. What about you, Tim?
Yeah. I agree with you. I think no Charizard. And if I'm honest, I would really like Pokemon to wait until we've at least opened Vivid Voltage before they release the next set.
I don't think they'll do that. I think they like to plan ahead a little bit.
There's planning ahead, and there's releasing 3 sets ahead before you've even got that first one out. But anyway, we'll leave that to one side. We've enjoyed that conversation today. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you haven't already, click subscribe. Click that like button. It really helps us out. And thank you for watching. But for now, my name's Tim.
And my name's John.
And together, we are the PokeBros. See you next time.